I didn't even know there was a beef going on between Justin and John from Denver. What was the? Maybe it was conversations in your on his channel or your channel. I guess I missed that one. But you said he was a snake. Huh. Justin, a snake? Come on. Come on. Serpent race down here on Earth? Nah. But there's a beef going on between Israeli News Live, Steve Ben-Nun, and Paul Begley. It's not the first time that I've heard them too. Or it's not the first time that Steve Ben-Nun has said anything about Paul Begley. But what I like about Steve Ben-Nun is that the character, that channel, he will call him directly out by name. And Paul Begley won't do that, but he'll do it in the subliminal way that, well, it used to, that way is what fired me up and got me to start calling people out by name, because they wouldn't do it by name. But that's why I respect Stephen James for not denying my name, even though he's denying like he knows me in a way where he knows what I'm doing, like to Enosko. But that's just to deceive all of you who took the bait. And in the end, you know what happens, right? Jonathan Kleck's been saying it for quite some time now. He says, F you, pay me. You got your tennis shoes, you walked around on this earth, you mated with the daughters of mankind down here, and it's time to pay up in the end. Who is it that none will come to their help? Who is it that none will come to their help? In the end. Well, in the end, it's the son of perdition. It's the son of perdition. Stephen James Perdition. I think that's why Steve has that name, in perdition. Dishon. Perdition. Steve's not lost whatsoever. He knows exactly what he's doing, because he keeps telling everybody what he's doing. It's taken a long time, but putting my name out there all the time, and just what he does is he lies about me, but says what's going to happen at the same time. Calls me a snake, left-handed adder. I mean, you know, in my baby picture, if that's me, it's what my mom said. It's me. I mean, I seen the picture. I remember the picture from a long time ago. I just never had the eyes to see it and examine it the way I have. And I see that my left hand is literally a serpent. But the whole family portrait is everybody taken, all the pictures were it's Photoshop. Everybody's separately taking the pictures, and then there's artwork drawn in with those two government officials. I don't know, I mean, it reminds me of Skeletor and like She-Ra behind me. Skeletor's definitely at the top. Satan's looking to devour the child as soon as it's born. And that's what happened in my life. Satan has been looking to devour me from birth. Now the spirit itself isn't too happy with me because he knows that his time's short, and he knows that it's because I've been revealing in my life towards him what he's been up to in the secret world. I just don't know how many people. It's a speed racer. He just loves racing to the red light. I don't know how many people are actually awake. Like, how the people that get gang stalked, if there's any, I'm just not sure exactly how that works when we're all down here in this hell hole. I'm here among the walking dead. Steve says I need to wake up because I'm dead. Well, I guess when I wake up, I finally become alive, which means I have to die first in order for me to wake up. Because in the meantime, there's no way of, you don't get out of here until you die, or unless somebody sends a helicopter and pulls me up from out of these trees and sets me up top in the land that's not in the valley of the shadow of the living death. Because that's what Matthew Daly was saying. Yeah, I looked at the recent video. First thing he talked about is Halloween. Last thing I was showing with Boldly Polioli was the Halloween. And I think he made his video like 9 days ago. But I don't know if these people know, if everybody truly knows what I'm going to do, or you're just told to make a video and say exactly what you're meant to say because your boss knows exactly what I'm going to do. And he's the one tying that together, using all of his people. But I don't know, it seemed like Boldly knew what I was doing as he's looking into his camera, but looking over at me at the same time, and that was designed that way when I do a side-by-side comparison. But anyway, it looks like I'm like the summary. I summarize the books, the scripts, the battles. It looks like Paul Begley is claiming to be Israel because he's also claiming to be Benjamin Netanyahu, and I used to get confused about this. Still kind of confusing because one person can be about 7 to 10 different other characters, whether it's political figures or rock stars or YouTube channels. Paul Begley really is really, because I don't see him making the movements when he talks about Donald Trump or Barack Obama or maybe Joe Biden. I might have seen a few things, but definitely Benjamin Netanyahu. Stephen James said Benjamin Netanyahu is the Antichrist, but you know, he said I was the Antichrist too, so you can't really put too much weight on that one. And so he's talking about Israeli news lies, acting like he's not talking directly about Steve Ben-Nun. Steve Ben-Nun did address it yesterday in a video, said he was stomping out Paul, or stomping in was pretty much clear about stomping out Paul after he said Israeli news lies. But it was said in a, you know, in language. I picked it up on that language. And Paul's talking about Hamas. It's because Hamas is getting ready to get destroyed and taken out. And Hamas being up at the top, the art museum, because Israel is down by the William Penn building, and Hamas representing Esau and Jacob, because Jacob would be representing Israel, because he would rule as Israel, and Hamas being up at the top, Esau. And I remember when I was up at the top, the cesspool, when Steve Ben-Nun led me up there through the X-App and talking about how the headquarters of Russia just got bombed, and I'm standing right there showing the Philadelphia Art Museum as the headquarters of Russia. Headquarters of Russia, Esau coming against Jacob, but he's only coming towards him to give him a big old hug, because Jacob is scared that, he's a deceiver, just like Steve Ben-Nun is a deceiver. But who truly is going to rule as Israel? Who rules as El, the Almighty God? Who gets in power? And then who gets in power for 3 days, 3.5 days, and then their power is cut and none will come to their help? It could be referring to Steve Ben-Nun will come to their help, or at the same time, just none are going to help. And then that ties into, well, what was that John from Denver was beefing with Justin Michael when he said that he doesn't know what they promised him, but broken promises. It sounds like he's referring to none will come to Justin's help in the end, because maybe it was a battle between the Stephen's son and Stephen's hidden son. It's like the one son and the other son. Because when I showed up, well, who's the first person that showed up? I think it was Justin. I think he was the first one I really actually talked to. And then I talked to Steve and James after the fact. And that's what got me to get people to do videos, and in the beginning they would start doing videos, and it's like, oh, all right, well, I guess I'll pay attention to this person, because they're not just commenting, they're now making videos to prove that they're a real person. Like, that's what I thought. Prove you're a real person, make a video. That doesn't prove squat. You can be a real liar from the beginning. I'm a liar from the beginning. You could be a liar from the beginning. Oh, thanks, John from Denver. I'm sure I said it in comments before, but there's nothing like saying a good old shout out, thank you for the work that you do and the things that you talk about, and what you know that you can't quite say is understood, even though you don't say it. So that's how you know. And it's not that these are secrets, it's just that God designed it in a way for you to understand through a language which the Holy Spirit will connect the dots. Even if people are snakes and they're trying to, play games or try to be sneaky or play the Judas role and all that. Because after all, Judas, in the end, he hangs it up and spills his guts. Now, it seems like it happens twice. It happens in spirit first, and then the same Judas that was the betrayal back then becomes the same betrayal in the end, but this time in the end, nobody's going to come and help him because the end result is the fact that U2, the rock band, they didn't pick anybody else's videos to put in their music videos. They didn't pick anybody else's footage on planet Earth besides mine. So if I was a Judas, why would they make and surround their entire, the words that they sung for the songs that lines up with just the colors that I'm showing as I'm walking through the art museum, the blood red sky, the black and white? Why would they make, that doesn't make sense. It's like, whatever I show, they will sing about. So I asked Justin's opinion towards it, and I think he already knew. I think he already knew what's going on there. I asked Glenn Carlson what he thought about it, you know, the footage, and because I had asked you, John, yesterday in a comment, you know, because I don't think he ever said it directly, if you truly believe that, yes, not only is it identical footage that YouTube has in their videos with your footage that you recorded this year that they had 30 years ago, not only is it similar, but exactly what it is that they did take your, yes, that's your footage, yes, they are your videos, absolutely, yes. So I got a confirmation of one witness saying that yes, it is John from Denver, and then yesterday over the phone with Glenn, same thing. Yes, it is definitely your footage. I don't understand how it's possible, but it's it was to the point where when I talk about it, it's like, oh my God, okay, Robin, I know already. So that means I did my job as a defense attorney, defending myself, and a prosecutor all in the same time, because I convinced so many people. They haven't said it out loud yet, but I think that's the ticket. Where there's two or more witnesses, it will confirm. It will confirm it. Now, Stephen James hasn't said that. He just said that they're trying to steal time by time travel or whatever. But he didn't actually refer, and I don't expect them to flat out say anything until the end, when you know, when the rug's pulled out from whoever it is that's the last, whoever the son of perdition is the last person to find out that they're not the true Messiah. Even though they may think that they are, because they're part of the system, they're born into it as that person, but really they would truly be the Antichrist, because it's the last person that is denying the spirit of Christ. So it's like, if you're assigned to my channel and you're the Antichrist and you're watching every one of my videos and you're seeing the footage, maybe you haven't known about it, but you're seeing the art museum footage and you've seen it over the past year, I mean, it says 7, 8 months, one after another, after another, after another. And I guess what I'm saying is the Antichrist spirit will deny it. What the hell is that noise? The Antichrist spirit will deny the truth. There's many antichrists in the world, and the spirit travels through everybody. fix that engine or something. Like, let's say, here's a good example. This is why I ask people that I've known for quite some time. You've been watching every single one of my videos this past year, whoever you are. You're seeing it non-stop. Maybe you have an agenda, preconceived idea, promised a position of something or whatever. You're seeing it. So when I ask you, John, is it true? Are you seeing what I'm seeing? And are you agreeing with what I'm showing? Even though you may not be able to explain it either, or maybe you know exactly how it works, but I don't. Did you two, did they use my footage 30 years ago? Yes or no? Without knowing how they can do it, is it dead on exact for 17 minutes straight and everything else it shows in between? And yes, okay. So, all right, we're getting somewhere. Even my wife agreed, but doesn't understand. So she can't really even say that, but she hasn't watched it enough either I haven't repetitively put that in their head, because I'm trying to brainwash everybody. I'm trying to wash your brain from all... Oh, it's the minivan. I'm trying to wash your brain from all the lies and the predoctrinations that we have. So is it the same, and did they take my footage from 30 years ago? Yes? Okay. You don't have the Antichrist spirit. You're good. If you've been watching all the videos, and maybe you might be acting like you haven't seen my videos, and then if you're denying that it is mine, that if you're denying that it dead on exact, if you're denying that there's no way that they would focus in on one person and take my footage because you have been promised my position, well, you just may say no. No, Robin. Well, then you are an Antichrist, because I can't show you any more clearer how obvious that is. So what I was saying to Glenn yesterday was, it would help the cause, because as soon as I get paid from my works, everybody that hasn't turned against me, everybody that's stuck with me throughout this whole ordeal, you are going to be the first ones that I take care of. Because Bono, U2, Edge, they made gazillions of dollars off of my footage that they didn't say, that they didn't come clean yet and tell the 100% truth that they got it from me. Now, when you stick by that, and when you're a confirming witness, that just may be what I need in order to get compensated. Because I'm doing all the work and showing it. All you got to do is just believe in my work that I have already done. It's just that plain and simple. It's the easiest thing. It's like, just have faith and believe it. Become a confirming witness by saying it out loud on a video, and then I can take those video clips of each person saying it, at least 2 people. I really only need 2 people to do that, but I could use more. It would be nice to have more. And it's like setting out a petition for me to get paid because to be compensated. I already know I will be compensated. It's already been done. It's already been proven in the future. We haven't gotten there yet. However, how is it a done deal? Well, I can't just sit on my hands and do nothing. I got to do the work. So it's because of the work that I'm doing, the work that I already did, and that's why the future is set in stone, where I get my compensation. However it happens, I don't know exactly how it's going to work. I don't know if YouTube just shows up and starts wherever I'm at, singing songs or something, or I get my big beautiful new home like Derek Rose said. But before that, I sure got to go through it, because I'm going to have the Antichrist trying to put me in jail or something for predicting the bombing and the destruction that was already pre-planned at 17th and JFK. It could happen 11/11, but it seems more like it would be a Christmas gift. And I've already done that last year. I think even the year before that. Definitely last year I predicted the destruction of 17th and JFK would happen on Christmas, 5:55 a.m. in the morning. Because remember what happened on Christmas Day 2020 in Nashville? And I was doing my video the day before talking about the situation in Philly. Everything I said, they took and used it on the news when Nashville was blowing up between the 6th and the 9th hour, when smoke was rising up. So I already seen that, where it was Christmas, it was the $50 bill, and 17th and JFK. So as Justin is giving a shout out to JFK, he put in 50 applications to work, and because Christmas is coming. Well, that's referring to the $50 bill, 17th and JFK on Christmas. So we'll see about that, but I can see that, I can see a little bit clearer. I've already thought this before. I remember, because at some point there's going to be a bunch of military people coming around. They're going to show up at my front door, or something along those lines, or some psych ward coming up in uniforms, like, "Right, Mr. Tease, yes, we heard you're insane. We're going to have to take you into a insane asylum. Come this way." It's not like I don't expect these things to happen. And if they don't happen, they don't happen. But I just make it known that you're not going to trick me. No matter who does what in the end, it only means that your time is running short. Whoever the Judas is in this system, that spirit of Judas is what rises in people. And it may be in one particular person too, just to fulfill it again. Because I went through this already. I went through it in spirit. And Stephen James says it happens again, literally. So, okay, we see that, how that happens, and then you think that, you're going to get paid, and then, but really what happens is in the end, is the promises were broken. Because who Lucifer truly is the one that sets the stage for the worship of the music, sets the stage for the worship. To the music itself, you're not worshiping. But the fact that I'm bringing the music from you two who sung all those songs and decided we're going to use Robin's footage that he took at the art museum. I don't know how he knew to do it, but He caught us. We're caught. This isn't some court of law on earth. No matter what happens with me, whatever I get charged with the whatever, I am going to get out. Who's gonna bail me out of jail? I don't know. We'll find out when I get there. Somebody will. Because when you're part of that organization, whether you're on the good side or bad side, you're both going to know where I'm at. One side will play it all the way out to the very end, and then that's it. So, okay, well, there you go. My job's done as the Judas, right? I got him locked up. And then the guilt comes in after the fact that once the promises are broken and you don't get your way, and then I get my way as I get back out and hop right back up on the platform. That means, I remember Derek Bros saying it, talking about the future. It almost felt like I would be in jail for like 3 weeks or something. And then the only way to get out is if God opens up the gates. So how does God open up the gates? He doesn't physically open it up with his own hands, but he sets it in the heart of the top tier, the good side, the one that I've influenced the most over the past 6 years, to fill out the necessary paper of the bail bondsman to bail me out. And that's God opening up the prison gates, because I did nothing wrong, because I'm not a snake. I may have a left-handed serpent hand, but a right, really red and ruddy hand as well in my baby picture, but I believe that's just artwork demonstrating the secret world behind it. Because who are those two government agents? Which shoulder are they resting upon?